This is the landscape going up to Tambomachay, which is one of the nicest places around Cusco in my opinion. Hello! The place I'm at right now is called Tambomachay, which is one of the archaeological places above Cusco. So I'm going to show you where I am. Actually, I went off the beaten path just a bit to have some peace and quiet. So you can actually see Tambomachay down there. And I'm going to give you a close-up later. Okay. So I took the morning off because I could. And actually I haven't been in nature for the last 2.5 weeks. So I thought this might be my opportunity to kind of get out into nature and get some quiet time here and some meditation maybe, and just keep on relaxing. I have been trying to relax for the last 3 days since Saturday. Saturday I still had work in the morning, Sunday as well, yesterday. Come on, today is Tuesday already. I'm a bit deorientated right now. Yeah, today's Tuesday. Sunday I had patients as well and went in the morning and in the night, but in between I had some quiet time. Yesterday, Monday, I went to the gym and then had patients as well. And today I do have patients as well, but at 2 p.m. So I organized myself so that I can have a free morning. So yeah, here I am. The last week was tremendously stressful. So much work and as well emotionally stressful because of one of my friends having a very, very strong heart attack, and that was emotionally quite stressful. And you know, other people going through stuff that is complicated, people close to me, and which would normally phase me emotionally quite a lot. But I feel that since I have done this process and things do not phase me in the same way they used to. So emotionally I'm calmer, but still I was really tried and tested the last week. And then as well I had a little accident. I had the door bang on my middle finger, my left middle finger, with all its might, and now it's already healing. Maybe you can see it, I don't know. So I lost quite a bit of the tissue over the nail, and probably, well, maybe I'm going to lose the nail, and yeah, that was painful. And yeah, but then again I had really interesting things happening as well. So for example, the night of the day where we will where we were told that my friend almost no chance of survival. I went back to the clinic because I had more patients, and I always walk there, at least the last part. It's like a 10 minutes walk. So it was dark, and I was like in my mind and in my heart, like connecting to him and telling him to be strong and sending him some energy, frequency, whatever, good thoughts. And then I looked down and saw a huge smoky quartz crystal right there on the sidewalk. It's not, like not like a paved sidewalk, but just, adjacent to a park. So more like a gravel thing. Yeah, I mean, who finds a huge crystal on the street? So I picked it up and cleaned it energetically, and it has a very strong energy to it. So that was remarkable. And I kind of sensed that this crystal was there to help me not to take it all too heavy, to not have a heart that is too heavy because of the situation with this friend. And yeah, I have it now by my bedside. Okay. So my other experiences were that as I was kind of stressed out last week, I found it really difficult to connect to prana. And every day I would cheat with some foods. So, for example, I would come home at midday kind of depleted from work or from the gym plus work, and my son was cooking in that very moment or had just finished to cook, and the whole house smelled lovely, and then I would have to have something of what he has cooked. So I have my restraint is quite good. So the maximum of what I had was like 6 bites of spaghetti. The other times I would limit myself like to 4 bites or something like that. And that usually works quite well for me. So it's not like I go and then begin to binge on whatever I try. No, I don't do that. So yeah, I was still drinking like 1.5 liter of juice, and then I have incorporated avocado into my diet, which is mashed avocado with salt and lemon juice. And yeah, I do that every day, and I don't even consider it to be a cheat anymore. It's just something, I consider it to be smoothie, okay? For me it's smoothie, and we are allowed to drink smoothie, or we are, whatever allowed means. We can have soups as well, like cream soups and stuff like that. So where's the difference to mashed avocado, I'd say. I don't overdo with that either. I just have like half an avocado mashed, or sometimes a bit more a day. So yeah, on the day I was really emotionally affected. I allowed myself to eat more because I don't like the restraint so much. I don't like to restrict myself. So I knew I had an emotion, a strong emotion, and of course I sat with that emotion, and I tried to kind of, feel it all, and alchemize it and everything. And then, I still kind of felt depleted. So I was like, okay, I know if I'm going to eat now, it's going to be emotional eating. But in this moment, this is going to help me. So I consciously did some emotional eating. And for me, that's perfectly legit and okay. God, the sun is burning onto my neck. Because I did it consciously and I knew it was emotional eating, and I decided to emotionally eat, and so that's okay for me. Okay, so I didn't feel as good for the last week, also because I was cheating so much with food, like 4 to 6 spoons of forks of food we are not supposed to have, and I didn't have the strength to do the vegetable juices. That's what I kind of found out on the weekend, because whenever I would eat, it's something salty, and because I'm craving salt, so the vegetable juice, when I make it, I put salt in there, so that kind of helps for the salt cravings. By now I'm trying, now that I'm like more relaxed, I'm trying to do some vegetable juice and just have it in the fridge for whenever this craving comes up. That's basically the thing with my diet. I have lost weight. I'm still losing weight. I know that because at the gym we have a digital scale, a good one, it seems, and like 2 weeks ago I weighted myself and I was 38.2, and then I did a dry fast, or a 24-hour water fast with some, I don't know, I think I went like for 15 hours dry in that 24 hours window, and the next day I went to the gym and I had lost 1 kilo. So I didn't like appreciate that too much. So the last week I haven't done a fast. Well, I haven't now, but I've been to the gym like 3 times, worked out. It's ridiculous how weak my muscles are, especially my legs. So right now I climbed up here to where I'm sitting, and it's like, okay, that's not the way I'm used to my legs working. Yeah, that's an aspect I don't enjoy very much, and also at the gym I feel I'm starting all over again from zero, which is a bit frustrating. So this week I'm still like at 47.2 kilos, which is very, very little for my size. Actually, it doesn't, like bother me too much. I would really like to, gain muscle and some fat tissue there as well. But I'm working on that. I'm trying to talk to my body and tell my body how I would like to look like, and hopefully in time we will get there. And yeah, the thing is, as I was so stressed, I didn't really have the time to really connect to my inner guidance and to my body. And then on the weekend, when I finally sat down, I realized that I had built up a huge resistance to what I was doing. My body was literally boycotting me the last 3 days before the weekend. Up until Saturday, I was thinking of food like the whole day. That was kind of really difficult for me. So everything was about food and what I'm craving and what I would like to eat, and that was difficult for me. And so then on the weekend I sat down with my body, specifically on Sunday, and I asked my body what was going on. And I felt this huge resistance that my body had built up against what I was doing. And I even found out that my body was kind of thinking that I would be starving it to death or something like that. And so my body was giving me those signals the whole time that you should eat. And so I sat down with my body, and actually I think that was a past life thing. I don't know how far this is truth, but I was told once when I had a reading that I had starved to death once when being pregnant. Not going to go into the circumstances. So if that is true, I mean, I must have that in my cell memory, and that would make perfect sense as to why my body would build up resistance now against what I'm doing. So as I was saying, I talked to my body and kind of let my body know that I live in absolute abundance, and that I have no intention whatsoever to starve my body to death, but that I would like my body to open up more and more to this pranic frequency and take that as its main nourishment. And since then I feel much better, actually. So yeah, in this whole week I found out that for me prana is a frequency. I mean, of course, I'm like, yeah, prana is a frequency. It's not like strange particles in the air that we breathe in. But then again, I mean, what we learned about negative ions that can energize us and stuff like that, I won't discard that. There's this other aspect to it as well. But the thing is, if you fall out of the pranic frequency, which is a frequency of a very high vibration, in that case it's very difficult to be nourished by the pranic frequency itself, plus whatever other aspects play a part in that. So yeah, I'm now consciously making a point to stay in these frequencies as much as I can. So what else did I find out? This video is quite long. I found out that I have a major mind fuck, or I had it. I hope to have done away with that now. So the thing was, I was not even hungry oftentimes, and my mind was telling me to kind of consume something. I think that's a very common thing in people who are, or maybe one of the most crucial things in people who are trying to switch their nourishment to prana, or a percentage of their nourishment to prana, that the mind, we are used from birth on that the concept is like you need to eat or consume calories in order to live, in order to thrive, in order to have energy, in order to put on weight or whatever. So this one is a very, very strong concept in our minds of everybody, every human being, I would say, up until you recognize this concept, and if you want to change it, do something to change it. So yeah, that was the thing I was observing a lot. So when I was kind of, sitting down with my juice, the mind kicked in with the programming of, yeah, chuck it down and get over with it. Just, get the calories in. And that's what I would do, and I'm still doing to some extent. Well, I'm trying to be a bit more mindful. Like right now it's 9:30. What I have consumed up until now is a cup of herb tea with a teaspoon of honey and some lemon juice, and maybe 150 cc's of my regular juice, which I have made this morning, which is pineapple, watermelon, celery, ginger, carrot juice. It's not that good, so don't try out this thing as a recipe. It's not like the best juice I have ever had, but it's okay. So I came up here and then I sat down on a rock overlooking the archaeological place, and then I just took the juice out and I just had like 150 cc's of it without I was not hungry, first of all, and then again, when we are hungry we are not supposed to consume something, because we should try and get rid of this association between hunger and putting calories into our body. But actually I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I had this juice. So yeah, it's kind of mysterious, and I think it's a longer process to kind of dissociate calories or physical nutrition from nourishment. I started yesterday trying to kind of dissociate those two things in my head, in my thoughts, and maybe that began to help a little bit. So yeah, I think that's a longer process to kind of be uber aware of the reasons why I am consuming something in that very moment I'm consuming it. It's difficult for me, even though I consume very little compared to what I would normally eat or drink. It's still kind of difficult to be mindful the whole time of what I'm putting into my body. So yeah, that's one thing that came up yesterday. And I'm glad it did, because for me that's a very crucial point. I mean, maybe one of the most crucial points in shifting to pranic living. I think I said it all for now. So thank you for bearing with me, and I wish you an awesome day. Bye.
Comprender por qué hay gente sem amor. Por qué hay gente sem dinheiro. São alguns problemas que talvez esta gente resolveu, ou talvez não. Por quê? Porque ninguém tem escrito, mira, para eles era esto y así, así. Lo que tenemos son hipótesis. Con certeza...
Son criadores.
Sí. Con certeza esta gente tuvo que hacer mucho, ¿sí? Mas también estuvo en otro nivel de entendimiento.